George, off air, you were telling me about this article that they mentioned Dave Ramsey in. Tell me about it.
Yeah, that's a popular trend, John. I think it gets more clicks and views, so they just like to be like, I do something different than Dave Ramsey, and here's why I'm a genius. And I'm like, okay, whatever. So this one...
But this one's different.
This one is very interesting.
This is as close to saying, I think Dave Ramsey's right, as you can get.
I break this Dave Ramsey rule every day, and I'm starting to rethink it. That is the title of the article from Chris over at The Motley Fool.
That is like when your husband never, ever, ever, ever helps with the laundry or dishes, and his response is, well, I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt, right? As though, like, my apology is that you have a problem, right? This is close, man. This is almost.
So here's their situation. He says, over the past few years, I've gotten into the habit of using my credit card for nearly all expenses. I've got a Prime Visa. It gives me 5% cash back on Amazon and varying levels of cash back on other purchases. At the end of the year, I have this money for cash back rewards. I put it towards Christmas or vacations or whatever. And he says, using a credit card almost daily breaks one of the cardinal rules of Dave Ramsey's debt-free living strategy. He recommends not having a card at all. While that may seem extreme, I get it. I recently lost track of how much I put on my credit card and was surprised to see the amount. And so it reminded him of how quickly credit card balance can grow if you're not paying attention. And I don't know if you've seen the news lately, but we've hit a record, America. We're number one at a lot of things, and we've hit a wild record of $1 trillion in credit card debt alone. So congratulations. So he ends this article saying, looking at my card balance has caused me to consider changing my credit card usage so that my balance doesn't tick up any higher. Here's the hilarious part, John. Motley Fool makes money, of course, from pushing financial products, largely debt products. And so in this article is a pitch. Alert, highest cashback card we've seen now has a 0% intro APR until nearly 2025. And it's like, if you're using the wrong card, could be costing you some serious money. Our experts love this top pick, which features 0% intro APR for 15 months and an insane cashback rate of up to 5%. So
hold on. Right above that ad, it says it ends with this. If you're like most Americans, it may be time to take an honest look at your credit card balance right now. I did recently, and it's helped me get back on track. It may be painful at first, but I promise you'll be glad you did. Here's a new credit card. So good.
I just don't. I mean, I get we all got to put food on the table, but this is a funny article to put in an ad for a credit card.
I today sent a text to my manager who said, hey, there's an ad. You guys, you interested in this? And I said, my integrity is not for sale. And so you do have to put food on the table and you have to sleep at night. And my goodness.
Yeah. I appreciate his honesty, realizing this person, who, by the way, is very financially aware. He works for The Motley Fool and is a writer on personal finance topics. And even he's like, hey, it got out of control there for a second, guys. Turns out your 5% on Amazon is not worth the rewards because turns out you spend more on Amazon, which means you're not winning financially by making Jeff Bezos or whoever runs the place any richer. So this is a question we get a lot, John, and I know a lot of people. It's the biggest hill that I will die on, that other people are like, no, I'm not cutting up my card. This guy's insane. And I'm like, you're insane. You're the brainwashed one, not me. And I've lived now without a credit card. I cut mine up back in 2013. I had an Amex, the Delta Sky Miles card. I was like, I'm going to game the system, bro. I'm going to get this flight to see my family for free. I had a Discover with the rotating cash back. So it was like, oh, restaurants 5% this month. I'm going to go eat out more to then game the system, bro. I'm going to really stick it to them. And then I was $4,000 in credit card debt going like, I'm losing.
And you got to check for $40, right?
Yes.
Cash back.
I got this message the other day. Someone who was like, hey, I have the Costco credit card. Doesn't it make sense to use it for the 4% on gas? It's up to $7,000 limit. And I'm like, okay, so $7,000, 4%, you're talking like $500 a year is max if you're spending $600 a month on gas, which very few people do. And she was like, yeah, I'm not going to spend that much on gas. I was like, so we're going to play this game pretending that we're only going to use this Costco card for gas in order to get $300 a year back? I was like, that's bad math at best.
Especially when, like we've talked about before, and I can't speak for Costco. In fact, Costco probably is not involved in this, but when it comes to like credit card miles and stuff like that, flight miles, those companies aren't our friend. Like the airline companies aren't like, you know what, dude, we're so happy that you use a card with our face on it. We're like going to give you free flights. It's not how that works. Guys like me game the system. I use that card I rack up miles and I get free flights. And it's that single mom who the child support check didn't come in and she got her hours cut because her boss is a jerk and she has to do it to survive. And she doesn't have any money to pay the bill the next month. She's the one with late fees that are paying my flights. And I'm not playing that game.
And for those of you out there who are going, oh, here goes John with this whole single. No, let me read you a direct quote from a Federal Reserve study on this. We estimate an aggregate annual redistribution of $15 billion through credit card rewards from less to more educated, poorer to richer, and high to low minority areas, widening existing disparities. So
it's reverse socialism. It's the poor are paying for the wealthy's free stuff.
Yes. And now a lot of people, John, they go, well, it's not my fault, John, that they suck with money. Why should I not benefit from the broken system? What do you say to that?
That I refuse to participate in a free flight that comes at the expense of a mom being able to take care of her kids. I refuse to play that game.
So you're saying
I would much rather the credit card companies charge single moms no late fees than give me a free $250 flight is what I'm saying. I don't want to play that game. Yeah.
Well, what's interesting is a lot of people also say, well, John, it's not coming from the interest. It's coming from the swipe fees they charge to retailers. So I dug into this. I looked at Capital One's 2022 annual report. Turns out 2/3 of their credit card revenue comes from interest fees. AKA the people who are struggling. Yeah. 1/3 came from swipe fees, which is just screwing retailers, which then just pass on that to you, making all of your stuff more expensive. So there you go, credit card users.
And I think Blockbuster is a great example. If your business is built on your customer failing, eventually your business goes away. Period. If the only way your business wins is if your customer, Blockbuster didn't make their money on rentals, they made their money on late fees. And that's why they would never budge on the late fees because that was how they made their money. They bet on their company survived because their customer was failing. And eventually somebody said, I'm taking that model away. Right? If your company is built on helping your customer win, that's longevity, right? So this goes away at some point. It can't continue in the way it is.
Yeah. Well, I dare all of you out there, just try to put that credit card away for 90 days and see if it changes how you spend. If it doesn't, go back to your old life. But I'm telling you, it'll change how you look at money.